If it doesn't have anything to do with you, money, peace, or happiness, stay away from it the whole 2025. All right? You better believe it. I'm trying to put you on to something that you already know. All right? You probably already were thinking this yourself. The whole 2025. This is just confirmation, all right? The whole 2025. If it doesn't have anything to do with your peace, stay away from it. This means things that may take your peace away from you. Stay away from it. All right? Anything that won't allow you to be your peaceful self. Anything that won't allow you to do what you feel you need to do. Keep it away from you. All right? You want to create the least amount of stress for yourself as possible. You want to create the least amount of stress for yourself as possible. All the things that you've learned about yourself previously that you don't like, you're going to want to make sure that you have no repeats of those. If anything looks like it, stay away from it. And any of the decisions that may come around that you've already made already and they didn't work out the first time, don't do them again. All right, you're going to want to do some new things for some different results. All right, you're going to want to think some different things for some different results. You're going to want to put yourself first, put your obligations first, put your responsibilities first. Everything else has to come secondary. And it may be painful to do that. It may be difficult to do that. It may not be easy to do that. You may want to go do something else. You may want to go do the thing that's either easier or more fun or more relaxing at the time. Maybe what you have to do right now is challenging. Maybe it's something that is causing you to think that you might not be able to do it because it's too difficult. Anything that you're trying to do that you think is too difficult, you have to start to look at it in a different way. I know it may be difficult. I know it may be something that you've never done or something you've never been able to do. But you have to train your mind in a way that can look at things in a way that it's easy for you to do, even though it may be difficult. Instead of looking at it as hard, look at it as a challenge. So that way you can look at it not from a defeating point of view, but just from a different point of view to where you may be motivated to take it on. Because if you don't look at it as something you can't do, then what they say is the odds are you'll be more likely to try to do it. If you don't see it as something that you'd be defeated by if you were to try it. And what a defeatist mindset is thinking that you don't even stand a chance. That's why sometimes people don't even bother to even try or to do something. But if it doesn't have anything to do with your advancement, if it doesn't have anything to do with your improvement, if it doesn't have anything to do with you leveling up, and if it doesn't have anything to do with you being in a better position, stay away from it. Look through things thoroughly. Don't just take things for face value. Don't just take things for what they are. Don't just take people for what they are. Don't just take people for who they say they are. Don't take situations for what they may appear to be. Look through things thoroughly. Examine things thoroughly. Everything. Do your research on things. Take your time with things. Talk to people, get to know them. Really listen to what people are saying when they're speaking to you. Make sure you're paying attention to body language. Make sure you're paying attention to the spirit on the person, not maybe just how they look, not just what they're able to do for you. Just because something good comes in your life, and just because you need it, or just because it may seem like it's something good or a blessing or it's positive, doesn't mean it's the right opportunity for you. You got to check things out. You have to take your time when you're making decisions that are going to impact you for more than just a little bit of time. If something is going to impact you or can impact you over a long period of time, make sure you think long and hard about it before deciding to do it. Anything that can impact you, make sure you put some thought into it. Some things you can just make a decision and just go with it. Some things you can just leap and expect a net to be laid out for you. Some things you can do with that. When it comes to dealing with people, when it comes to taking opportunities, when it comes to accepting help, just because you need help right away, don't always accept the help right away. Just because someone can do something for you right then and there doesn't mean you should take that. Doesn't mean the situation might not have worked out, but you want to see if it's something that could actually work out, not just jump into it and hope and pray it's going to work out. You don't want to get into a situation and try to make it into something. You want to see if the situation is something that's a good fit for you. If it is, after you check it out, after you examine it, after you look over it, look under it, flip it over, flip it back over, hold it up to the light, make sure it's got the watermark in it. After you triple, quadruple check this thing, because it's a whole new year. Get ready for a whole new experience. Get ready for more wealth. Get ready for more health. Get ready for everything good that you want to experience. Get your mind ready for that. Open up your mind for that. Open up your mind for a new reality to where you see things working out for you. If you had a year where things weren't really working out for you, maybe somewhere in your thought process you were thinking of some things or having some thoughts of things not working out. You're going into this new year with a new attitude, a right attitude, a positive attitude, a loving attitude, a caring attitude for yourself, for others, for everyone around you and everything. Leaving all the hate behind, leaving all the negative energy behind. It may not be easy, but it's possible. All right, leaving all the bad behind. Because you don't want to carry any of those past experiences into a new year. It's a new year. You want to carry a new idea. You want to carry a better idea about yourself, about your life, about your finances, about your experiences. And the good thing is you could do this whenever you want. You don't just have to wait for the next year. You could that's why we're doing this right here and right now. You can create a new year whenever you want. You can create a new mind whenever you want. You can decide to get over things and let things go and have a positive outlook on life and feel positive about yourself and your life whenever you want. If you're feeling bad about something, you don't have to stay feeling bad about something. That can change. You can change that immediately. And sometimes you have to do things in order for you to feel better about yourself, but that's also a positive change anyway. There may be some times where you may be trying to get something worked out and you may not feel your absolute best, but still you have to work your way out of that as well. You could talk your way out of that. You can think your way out of that. Because what happens is people look at a situation and they start to think about everything that can happen instead of everything that they want to happen. But due to the way people are programmed, and people are programmed by the way the world thinks. People are programmed by the weight of the world. All right. So what happens is people have a negative situation and they tend to go with all the negative feelings attached to it. You have to keep working on your mind, even though it's not easy. You have to keep working on your mind until you can start to feel better about your situation and not believe what's happening around you. If you believe what's happening around you is the end all be all, then that you could end up possibly creating that. But luckily, God is good enough to where what we think is going to happen, usually it doesn't even come to pass. All right, it's a negative thought and it passes that way, but it doesn't come to pass as in coming into fruition. Luckily, all the time those things don't happen. But that's why it's good to think about what you want and continue to work on yourself until you can. Sometimes it's hard because you get negative and you're only looking at the situation from one way. You're only looking at the situation from one point of view. Sometimes you're waiting on something. Sometimes you need something to happen. Sometimes you're basing your experience off of something that you need to happen, and that's basically putting more faith into something outside of yourself than putting faith in inside yourself. So if you feel like that about your reality or things, it's basically just something that you have to change within yourself, so that way you don't feel that way about things. You don't let things bother you. You don't let things change you, because I am. All right, and that's the whole reason. I am is what you are, and I am is more powerful than the things that happen in your existence. But you have to remind yourself of that, and you have to constantly be thinking of that. That's why it says meditate on the word of the Lord day and night. Depending on what you're thinking, depending on who you're listening to, your thoughts can get the best of you. That's why it's good to have positive videos to listen to, like this one, and like the videos on my channel. And that's why it's good to have positive things to listen to, positive music, positive books to read, because it can have a powerful impact on a negative mind when you're thinking certain thoughts. If you have something that you read, if you have something that you say, even if you say it enough times to where you can create a change within yourself, but you have to pick yourself up and you have to do it. It's something that you have to do. If you don't do it, you're going to stay feeling You're gonna stay with that depression. You're gonna stay with that lowness. You're gonna stay with that unhappiness, and possibly even some sadness. So the one thing you have to do is work on yourself so that's not how you're feeling about your situation. You have to look at things in a way to where even though you may face some uncertainty, you still know in the back of your mind, even if you don't totally feel all right, that something is going to work out. So for the whole 2025, have a positive mindset. Things are going to work out. Do away with negative thoughts. Do away with negative thinking to the best of your ability. When those thoughts creep up, put on something positive. Listen to something positive. Read something positive. You have to find a way in that time to be able to change your mind. And sometimes you forget, but you have to remember. You have to remind yourself. Maybe you can get you a poster. Maybe you can put something up on the wall. Maybe you can find something to where if you get down, you can find something to look at that gives you some type of inspiration. Anything that you can look at, especially if you're a visual person, or anything that you could hear or you could read that will be able to put a positive thought in your mind for you to think on and focus on. That's what you need for 2020. That's what you need for 2025. All right, that's what you need for right now too. So if people aren't thinking positive, if people aren't being positive, if people don't have things that they're working on, if your friends don't have businesses, if they don't have things that they're trying to do or aspiring to be, you're gonna have to take a break from certain people. You don't have to not like them. It doesn't have to be no bad blood between you and them, but you have aspirations and you desire to be more and to do more with your life. All right, and if the people you're around aren't doing that, you have to associate with people who are, because the people who you do associate with is who you become. You only earn as much money as the people that are in your social circle. So if you don't have friends that are going in the direction that you want to go in, it's best to be your own best friend. And people may look at it different, but it's best to hone in and work on things and focus on what you want to become. And that way, when you can become skilled enough, or you feel confident enough, or you can communicate what you want to do enough to where when you can get around certain people, you'll be able to click with them as far as what you want to do, having an idea about it, having a different mindset as far as maybe business or your art or whatever you're working on or creating. So if people aren't heading in the direction that you want to go in for 2025, they're going to pull you in the direction that they're going in. You're either taking them up with you, or they're either taking them down with you. They're either taking you down with them. And these are things that just happen unconsciously. It doesn't even have to be sabotage or anything that anybody is doing. Say you have someone that's your best friend, and they chill. You know, they chill a lot. If what you want to do is go to the gym and work out every day, but this person chills every day, and you hang around them instead of going to the gym, or you hang around them all the time instead of some people who are gym buddies, or people who are eating healthy, or people who have a workout routine, it's a possibility that you may fall into what this person has going on in their life versus the things that you're trying to work towards or aspire. This person may have a certain diet that they're comfortable eating, which may conflict with the diet that you're supposed to be sticking to, because you have this certain type of goal you want to reach as far as your weight limit, or as far as the body you're trying to build for yourself. So the people that you're around, it plays a huge part in what you're becoming. So you have to find people that are like spirited and like minded. I mean, you could have people who want to go after the same things, but they may not be going down the same road as you. So not just like minded, because you could have people who want to do the same things and want to be successful, but they're not going down the same path. If you catch my drift, they might be going down a negative path. So people who are like minded, people who are like spirited, all right, but also people who are headed in the same direction that you see yourself going in. So if these things are leading you to peace, if these things are going to lead you to happiness, don't let anybody or anyone take you away from that. You have to focus and become aware of what it is you want and know what you need to do to be led into that direction. What can I do with the time that I have in order to advance myself in these small pockets of time that I have? That way I can still get ahead regardless of whatever it is I have to do. This time right here, I could use this to look this up. I could use this to work on this. I could use this to do what I needed to do. Even if it's a little bit of it, that amount of time right there will, over a period of time, over a few days, over a week, that right there, building a disciplined routine schedule of working on or working towards something you want to do or you want to be, and staying consistent with it like that will allow you to most definitely, without a doubt, reach a goal. If you're wondering how people are just blowing up out of nowhere, or if you're wondering how, oh man, this person just came out of nowhere, people are honing in and concentrating and putting in all their effort into and all they got into what they want to do and what they want to be, and they're just not going crazy with it, but maybe they are going crazy with it, but they're doing a little bit each day. And that's what I suggest, so you don't try to rush it or don't try to force it. It's nothing you have to force. You already have it. If it's your calling, if it's something that you feel you're destined to do, if it's a direction you feel you're being pulled in, you already have it. All you have to do is dedicate yourself, be disciplined, and make sure you do a little bit each day. Work on this, work on that, look that up. Even if it's just one thing, it's better than none things, better than no things. All right, so a little bit each day, you'll be surprised how much you improve. You'll be surprised how far you get. You'll be surprised how closer to success you'll be. You'll be surprised how better you feel about yourself. You may not. I mean, you won't feel like things are over for you. You won't feel like you won't be able to get out of any situations. You'll be in more control of your life. You'll feel more powerful in your life. You won't feel like all your power is going to other people. If you catch my drift, you'll be the one who in your life feels that they have more control over their situation. And that may actually, well, not may, but it actually will turn into more control and more freedom for you in your situation and over your situation. Your situation won't be a situation anymore. It'll be a better one, and a greater one, and a blessed one, if you will. All right, so the things that you need to do, just do them. That's it. You find time to do them. You pick things up. You do things. You don't just stare at it. You don't just look at it. You don't just think about it. You don't just let it sit there. You do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be 100% right. It doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be anything that anybody would use or like or enjoy or buy or think is good. All it has to do is be done. All it has to do is get completed. All it has to do is be something that you set out to do for the day. You do it and you check it off your list, and that's it for that day. You have the satisfaction to go throughout your day knowing that there was something that you wanted to do and you did it. And you're gonna and you get to look forward to tomorrow. You get to wake up with you get to wake up with some optimism. You get to wake up feeling better than you would if you weren't doing anything. You get to wake up feeling more positive about yourself and about how things are going to go for you because you have something that you know that you can do. That's what your gifts are for. That's why it's a gift. Opens up a lot of doors and opportunities for you in your life. All right. So if it doesn't have anything to do with your gift, if it doesn't have anything to do with money, if it doesn't have anything to do with peace, if it doesn't have anything to do with happiness, the whole 2025, all right, stay away from it. I'll see you in the next video. You'll have a blessed, prosperous year. Have a successful year. Have a safe year. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.